What's up, homies? It's your host for another fireside chat. I'm Mike Mason. With me is my co-host, the lovely Carrie Strope.
Cheers.
Hell yeah. Byron Keirnan. We're gonna share his demo. He might be joining us. Maybe he was a little delayed. I'm not certain, but he made an absolutely incredible multifunction piece. Most of you guys probably saw it in the thumbnail or whatever, but it's a cereal bowl that has a straw going through the hollow wall, so you can suck your milk up, or you can fill that bad boy with liquor, whatever it is that y'all do. It's got an ISO vial or whatever to keep your bangers clean. It's a rig that goes through the bowl and then out the other side, and then it's got a dropper for your CBD tinctures, I assume,
Yeah, yeah.
that sort of thing, legal doses.
CBD margarita drinks. I like it.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, that's what we'll be looking at here shortly, and that was filmed during the Champs Glass Games this summer. And yeah, big shout outs to Champs. They're one of my sponsors that help me cover all these shows. But the Glass Games, if you're not familiar or loose on it, it's a series of competitions that takes place throughout the year at the various Champs trade shows. I don't know what Pearl is doing back there, but she's having fun. Um, Anyways, there's live games in Atlantic City and then in Las Vegas, and then there's interesting competitions. There's like a Carta one at this upcoming Denver show, like next week, this time next week. They've got a marble competition where everybody's gonna bring worked marbles and then play marbles with them. They've got fun games at all of them, even if it's not the ones that I film flame working. But this is the summer games, and this was a multifunction category. And I think some of you guys may have joined us previously, like a month or two ago, and we shared Hick Dog doing like a coffee mug that was also a pipe, and then that went along with this coffee maker that he created. That we'll share that footage as well. But
That was
so,
pretty neat.
anyways, yeah, we I just thought that was a really fun category, so we definitely did our best to document that. Speaking of, this is another one that Carrie actually did the filming on. So I'd man give her a big round of applause and whatever. I did the editing as it were, but man, she's giving the round of applause. So
Round of applause. Big round
it's
of applause.
yeah. Yeah, but for real, Carrie, thank you. So that's what we're about to see. For those of you guys out there, I like to give a little update on the things. This is still popping off. I think there might be a seat or two left. I'm not certain, but yeah, that's going on up in Maine. So guys, if you're interested in up in that area of the country, or if you're familiar with Noah's work, then you know this class is worth the trip. And then, man, KGB, dude, I saw him in the chat earlier. Thank you for joining us. You really are someone I've been a fan of your work for so long. And gosh, I wish I was out there just to come out and meet you and see your studio and such. But yeah, so this is a great class if you're interested in this type of drawing work and flips and that sort of thing. Guys, another thing I'm excited about that's upcoming, and I just really love this artwork. The homie Joaquin, who man, he does like the glasscraft webinars, and he's helped Eli with some of his DVDs, and he's an accomplished filmmaker himself before he ever even touched the glass filming thing, and just a super nice guy. This is a film that they've made with Eli Mazzei, and then it looks like Greg Lee Francis is involved. Man, super nice guy. If you're in Las Vegas, he has classes, so keep that in mind. But yeah, this is like the tale of Eugene, Oregon, which is like per capita, like the pipe making mecca or whatever. We were at like that Sunday market, or Saturday market rather. Um, and it's this huge open market, and I was there with Marcel. Huge shout outs to him and the Starship crew. I can't wait to share some footage from their party and the DFO and my magical time there. So when I was out in Eugene, Marcel's like, this guy's a pipe maker, that guy's a pipe maker. Like, most of these people around us are involved in glass. It's like, what, for real? And you look around and it's like, damn, they are. And so this is kind of this city where so much of what we do kind of was born, and involving Bob Snodgrass. And, I'm really not the guy to tell the tale. I started in 2013, so I'm a little late to the game, but it's a real honor to share this stuff. Speaking of, man, sharing this stuff, and man, I wanted to just take 1 second to share this beautiful post from the Pipe Classic
Aw.
homie out there from Tito. Here's me and Connor, the pyroscopic homie. And man, I don't know, man. There was so much love at this event, Pipe Classic. We talked about it last week, I guess, but I'll tell y'all again, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, on paper, it's like 10 out of 10. You know, an amazing competition with some of the best alive. But man, just the vibe and the environment and the love that they put into this was just tremendous. And this is something I want to return every year, and I hope y'all will come out with me. But man, to be shown this kind of love and to hear it from people like this who I've wanted to go to this event for so many years, and it's, you know, it was just so close to Melt being a big thing for me too. And I'm so glad that I finally made it, and it just means the world that this made my day, real talk. So I wanted to show y'all. Hopefully it doesn't seem a little too whatever, but I had to share this. This is just a beautiful moment. Like probably 30 seconds after this picture was taken, Connor spilled some drink that was sitting on the table behind us, like landed all over my feet. But whatever.
Yeah, I think he mentions it in the first comment on
He
this
did.
post.
He did mention that. This was right before I accidentally spilled someone else's drink all over. So yeah, that was. So everyone's Pipe Classic is different, but yeah, no, I mean, it was no big deal. I grabbed some water, and I wear sandals chronically because I'm like
Mike's
from
a
Florida.
resourceful guy.
Yeah, so anyways, that was really kind, and Pipe Classic was just like 10 out of 10 level, beautiful, incredible event. I can't encourage y'all enough to go to that. And if you're not familiar, guys, like just type in Pipe Classic on YouTube. They've put up every year they make a movie. Like in the homie Jeff, Dr. Whitestone or whatever. Could be messing that up, but super nice guy. They make this movie every year, and man, manages a whole crew of people doing the filming. And man, just pull one of those up. Like some years Salt does like this Ron Burgundab's character. It's fucking cool as hell. And like it turns out that the event itself like has just as big a heart. It's just a beautiful, beautiful time. I can't encourage y'all enough to consider coming out to this if you haven't. Gosh, I mean, just watching the flame working alone, but then the parties every night afterwards, it was just all so well thought out and well done. You don't even get me started on the properties where they had, for like the all access pass folks, where they had meals every day that were, like, they had shuttles out to that and beautiful meals. It was all off on like Lake Champlain, and we're just talking like epic lakefront, beautiful, gorgeous views. What else? What the fuck else could I want out of this life, man? That shit was beautiful. Thank you to Tito and Sarah and everyone else out there at the Burn Gallery, and as everybody who was out there having a party, because y'all kept the vibe fucking hyped, man. To Tasha and in the chat, all the stoked homies. Fucking y'all kept that party going, man. The whole thing was so beautiful. I'm gonna stop rambling about it now and get back to what we came here to do, but like I said, man, I don't know, that picture and that post, those kind words really made my day. So anyways, let's get down to this business. Glass Central Station, that's me. And what I do, you guys, just take a minute to acknowledge, man, these cats all pitch in a bit every month at hotels and flights and eating on the road, and we're going through a few big hard drives a year. All this stuff adds up, and talking about money ain't cool. But I just need to mention that these are the cats who make this shit happen. And then some of you guys who pitch in on the Patreon thing at Torch Pass. I'm putting up some cool stuff for y'all early, but ultimately I do this for everyone. So anybody who pitches in, you know you're going to get it later for free. So I don't know. It just means a lot that everybody who supported this and made it possible to go to all these events and make this, you know, one of the most documented periods in glass history. Some of the newer sponsors, you guys, Paragon and Coexist. Man, it means a lot. All of these companies are great, and all you guys are great. Really appreciate it all. It just makes it possible. So, all right, what it makes possible? Footage like this. So Carrie was also filming Grimm doing a ridiculous mini tube at this time, so she hopped over just a minute into this. But if you look close, there's still a bit of the stock tube over here, and you can see that what he's done is he's probably taken like a 60 mil tube, and he's just gathering up sections of it and then puffing it out to this bigger diameter. because he wants a big diameter for the bowl, and then he needs about double that diameter to sink in, because it's going to be like a bowl within a bowl, so it can be a pipe or whatever at the same time, right? So, see, now you can see there's like still a little bit of that stock tube, so all you've missed is this repetitive, you know, heating of a section and gathering it and puffing it out and repeat. So that's what we're doing here. Like I said, I believe that that looks like about a 60 or a 50. Thought he was going to be here with us to let me bug him about this stuff, but we're not too far off if that's what it is. You get the idea. It needs to come out in diameter. I mean, that diameter is probably closer to 100 mil now, maybe 90. It's hard to say. It's a pretty big, you know, piece in the hand. It's a bowl. Legitimate fucking cereal bowl, man. You got your Lucky Charms in there, all that. So yeah, really soaking that heat into that segment so that it will gather evenly. That dank heat thing again, where, you know, if you rush these things and just try and hammer heat into a blank, especially a thicker piece of tubing, the odds that it's going to work the way you want are, you know, strongly reduced. You know, if your hands are really perfect and the stars align, you know, you can go fast and, you know, but the idea here is that if you can really, you know, let the heat build up, don't necessarily blast it all in at once, repeat that process and let it really soak into the core. And then the other idea is when you come out of the flame, give it a second to soak in. You don't just got to rush it. Letting the heat soak in and even out it's all just going to give you a more even result. Glass wants to be round. I think that's a bit of the idea here. So just really, you can see that it's almost forming a little bit of a wall because he's clearly giving it a bit of a push in from the blow tube handle side. So you can see he's just feeding glass into this bigger diameter that's behind it. Reminds me of Jake Moskowitz. He did a demo at the IFC in 2017 where he took like a giant tube of like 65 or something mil china, and we're talking like 3 feet of it in a lathing and turned it into this giant vase. And it was a very similar process, heating up sections and then condensing them back and puffing it out, and very similar concept here. Byron's just doing it without the assistance of a lathe. Although if this were like a 4-foot section of China cobalt, he would be struggling. Now he's going back in on this whole blank now that he's kind of got it turned into a nice, football shape or whatever. Hopefully let it all kind of even out a bit and get it all into a nice round diameter that he wants. There's some minor wall weight differences, you can see that sort of shit. So it's like, same concept. For almost anything that I want to shape out is do the rough shaping, and then go back in and really put that heat in there, and you can kind of do the finer moves and more subtle adjustments. So yeah, just as I thought. No, just playing. I mean, I edited it like a few hours ago, but I was resting in that Marver there, you guys. That's a trick I really like. I've got like these really nice tooling rollers that I like to check for straightness on, but these days, I kind of don't use them as much as I used to because the Marver is right there. And I can often do the same straightness check just by resting the handle, my blow tube in there, and then I can really see exactly any deviation in the blank. And that's another one of these critical factors, like if you want to put heat evenly into a blank, the rotations need to be very even. And if your handles are uneven, that becomes virtually impossible because you're going to have some, kink in the way the heat's going in. It's so yeah, just stuff to think about if you're sincerely trying to blow. If you're just getting started, the idea of blowing out a round bubble can be pretty fucking abstract. It's like, what the fuck? But it really is just a matter of bringing the glass in, getting it hot so that these subtle pushes, can bring the material together if you want to thicken it up before you make it into a bubble. But all of it, if put it on straight. Now here, you guys, he's this is kind of where the bottom of the bowl is gonna be, and he wanted to bring that down, so he's got this really nice, like, smooth attachment to it that is, not gonna get wobbly or fucked up at all. But then he was rolling it in the marver again to keep it straight and watching for the rest of it, the blank, so to speak, to be on axis. So he's got this really nice transition into there that's not going to get weird or floppy. And then just to give you guys a bit of premise, the way he's going to do this is essentially all gravity. He doesn't even have the blow tube in his mouth at the point at which he sinks the bowl. And there's a couple of approaches, you could heat that end in and kind of use negative pressure. You could help, to help suck it in, maybe with gravity. That's a little bit of my approach when I've done similar things. Although I've never done it cereal bowl sized. I've just done little like fab egg style rig things or whatever. And for that, I'm kind of getting it really nice and hot on that thick end and letting gravity bring it back. But also a nice little suck to make sure that I get the diameter just right as it comes in. And maybe that's right for the smaller sections. But what we see him do here is another way to skin that cat. And it's pretty much all gravity. Now he's going to add a reversal here in the end that's going to sit in the bottom of the bowl. Like, talk about technical points or whatever. Here's a nice trick, man. Use that marver paddle. You can even rest it where the graphite meets the handle. And that forms this little, like, crook that you can sit something in. And that can often kind of give you leverage, a lot of guys, if they're flaring a foot or any move like that that requires almost lathe straightness, throughout the flare or whatever, so that centripetal force is even. They even sell paddles with a notch built in them for your handle, so similar type of deal. So there's like a reversal ball that he just stuck on there. That didn't need to be like some crazy well done seal, because it's all about to get fucking bliggity blasted. You know what I mean? You're very hot. There's a similar,
So hot.
yeah. There's a similar seal that he does later that's kind of like, whoa, that's a little sloppy, but then you realize that he's just going to be going back over it later, and it's when he does the perc, and he does this 3-hole jet perc, you guys, and what that is basically he takes a tungsten pick and like lasers through the wall at an angle, 3 holes, so they're like shooting in at an angle. If you remember, like, the old Helix pieces, made by the homie box fan, William Menzies. And I think that's actually, when I was talking about the paddle a second ago, I think that's what they're called. They're the Menzies series paddles from Griffin. They're like the dope paddles, they're that box fan special shit. But what box fan makes is, like, the Helix rigs, and they've got, like, these sideways, picked in things, that direct air through the chamber at the end, like the Helix pipes, and they aerate the smoke or whatever. They're cool. I used to have a piece like that. We call it the Cadillac because it just hits like big and smooth because of that Helix shit. Anyways, it's very similar to that actually. When I saw him do it, I was like, oh, okay, very cool. And then there, yeah, he just really let it rip on that reversal and just cooked it all in. Almost like a disc flip or something like that, where you're taking this thing and turning it into a disc on the face. And then, yeah, now he's going to get this end prepared the way to, really let it go. And then really it's just a matter of this type of angle and letting it just get hot and sink back and back and back until he's got this bowl sitting within a bowl. Really cool. Shout out to those K-Shot people with the most annoying fucking decoration. Oh my god, I hate that orange ball.
Now everybody notices it.
I've filmed some demos there in this spot too, and I'm just like, man, oh man. It ruins every shot. It doesn't really matter. I'm just kidding, and the people there are really cool. But I'm not entirely certain what a K shot is, and
it's
all right.
Your coffee maker.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's like a K cup, right?
I don't know.
Reg Sev said, "What kind of tungsten is he using?" I wasn't paying attention. I just remember him using the
you know, there's like these grades of tungsten and this and that, but I'm not the expert there. It's like whatever the type that they use in the commercial picks, that you can buy, or you can buy like extra ones for $5 or $8 and put it in your own handle, sort of thing. But
local weld shop is
that's a good question. That I'm not 100% certain about. Like I would just Google on that one, like glass blowing tungsten pick grade sort of deal. But yeah, so check it out, guys. It's just a matter of this angle and heating on the lip. I'm kind of letting it soak back. He's not rushing. He's definitely taking his time here. We're going to see him flatten that edge too. Just give it just a little bit of assistance. Almost reminds me like what I do with my Sherlocks. I like to push the bowl and then kind of heat the edge of the lip, and give it a little flatten. Just gives it that extra crisp look. Those little extra touches that make them stand out, And then, guys, gosh, we're almost remiss to have not mentioned this ridiculous torch stand that Byron has here. This thing is like completely adjustable on a ball axis system, and then he's got this thing that he uses to not only hold pieces but his hand torch. It's like the thing in the front, and that bad boy slides down and can hold things of pretty much any diameter. And here's where he gives it that little flatten. There's the homie James over there. Big shout outs. I remember when he was doing the donut pipe demo. That was really cool.
Have we seen him use that marber with the notch in it? Like with the notch?
I don't think so, but I do believe that's actually the same concept I was just talking about, like the guys who do the centripetal flares and come in from like that. It's that sort of thing, you can rest the thing there and rest your handle there and come right in on the flame.
Who else was it? Was it Shaggy in the corner down there that had that other torch stand that he was like turning side to side and all over the place?
I don't know.
It was like on a clamp on the table or something.
Oh, here we go. I guess he does have the blow tube in his mouth, and he might be giving a little suck there to control it right at the very end. It's hard to say. But most of that was done with just gravity. So yeah, look at that. It's like a fucking bowl in a bowl. Got a lot of possibilities from here. That alone right there was super, super cool. There are not enough, like, bowl devices.
Especially that size.
Right? Yeah. You could legit have, like, a single serving thing of cereal out of. So there, I think he's just looking for any type of, like, cold stress or any type of haze and just polishing it out. All right, and now he's going to do a donut through the wall to be the place where the straw connects. So that you can fill it with liquor and drink it out, or you can drink the milk, whatever. If you want to be less fun about it. But I don't know.
Milk in between liquor. Finish your margarita and have a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Then have a Guinness or a fishbowl.
And yeah, So he's heating these areas and letting them sink in a bit. You know, there's a lot of possibilities here. You can just heat them from both sides and kind of give a suck. You can just kind of heat and then use like bale biter tools. You could just heat and push them in like you're pushing a bowl. But he's kind of doing a combination of the bowl push method and he's kind of like pre-sinking them in. And I think that's like a classy move to ensure that you don't have any wall weight lost there. Because that's the danger with these donuts, is if you don't get enough area heated when they get pushed in or whatever, you just end up with a very thin connection there between the donut and, you know, you can cook it back and all, but if it's like super thin, you don't want the walls to thin out there. That's a bad thing, you know. The ideal is that the wall should maintain weight. Like if the wall on the outside is like 2.5 mil, 3 mil, then, you know, like right through the donut on both sides of the wall or whatever should be about that too. You know, you don't want it to get all crazy thin. So I think he got them connected. They're in contact, and then he's like picked out just a little bit of extra glass there. It looks like he's really taking his time to sink in a certain amount and get that connected. If you have the small amount connected and you go to ream that out, it's just you're pushing a small amount of glass out. So that's to be avoided. If you can really get the right amount of glass sunk in there and maintain that thickness, that's just so ideal for these donuts. I mean, it's not like some big trick. It's just a matter of heating the right amount, you know? I mean, it's like the same thing with pushing a bowl or whatever, you know? If, like, the beginner who doesn't condense material back, they just blow a bubble out, so they got a thin bubble, and then like they push their bowl, and like, why is my bowl all wonky? Why is the hole all big? All that type of issue. Same thing happens with a donut, you know? When you push it, it's like that you get that thin glass in the middle. Just avoid that by, you know, not having the area on either side be too thin to begin with, you know? That's why you condense so much material back. You know, if you use like a small tube and just blew it out to a bubble and then tried to do this, it would be too thin on each side. You really got to go with like double the material it would take to make a thick bowl. So just something to think about with these donuts. Like, you just got to get the right amount of material in there. It's not rocket science. It's just start with the right thickness of the wall, then heat up enough of it and bring that together. Whatever trickery you like to use to bring it together. Just don't heat a small amount and push them in, and, you know, that's trouble. And then here he's just heating it from both sides, and basically it's like the same thing as heating a rod and letting it gather back, or if you make a bale, you know, and you want to clean the bale up, you know, you let it condense back a bit. It's the same thing that's happening there. It's just heating it and letting gravity move that glass around and giving it those reams, a little puff, and hopefully you end up with, you know, it just all wants to even out. So that's the idea there, is getting enough of it hot so that it just kind of naturally evens out as you give it those puffs. Making donuts is pretty damn fun. KGB can tell y'all something about that. Looks like he's really going in on that inner wall, making sure that's super clean.
Hugh in the background.
Hell yeah, Hugh Salkin in the house. Talk about Eugene, guys. He was Bob Snodgrass's like first apprentice, I think is the story. And he's actually out there in Colorado right now teaching a class. So I think it's already happening at Hand of Man Studio. But you can go in and take like a daily pass if you want. And it was like $150 a day or something. It was a bargain if you're outside of Colorado right now. I think it's going till the end of the week. Yeah, till the 12th, I guess. So that's happening. I think those guys wanted to like pop on the show or something. I didn't hear from them today, but big shout outs to those cats out there. Greg Hoke, one of the homies and friend of the community, was trying to line that up. And yeah, man, I don't think I'm shooting out there yet, but I might. I'm tempted to shout out there for the next champs, you know, and maybe film that marble thing. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you want to watch the homies throw down with marbles? Does your hearts only beat for glass demos? It's okay if that's true. Real talk, man. I'm not trying to be all high and mighty about this, man. At the end of the day, some of this, like I just want you to have cool techniques, to put a little extra dollar in your pocket and, do the things in life that we care about. Be with the people we love and do the things we want to do. God forbid, you just take some trickery and run with it. But would you also like to see people play marbles? Like, I don't know. Get all philosophical about this, But it's like, man, I just want people to get something positive out of this. I don't care if it's as base as it can be. Just like, man, you found a cool product to make or something like tweak you can add to yours? Fuck yes, perfect. There's a completely valid reason. And then here, you guys, he's making the straw, so he like cooked back the end of this tubing a bit and like gravity kind of droop it out, and now he's blowing it out on the angle that he wants to connect. And it's going to go right over the edge of that donut. Don't get me wrong, I want all of you to run with the ball, and like take these techniques you learn here and use them to come up with really innovative stuff and, push this next generation. But at the end of the day, man, make yourself some money. Be happy. I think it was like Jason Gordon once told me something, and this was part of, he's not a money dude for real. Like, Jason Gordon ain't the type of guy, man. Like, he gave away that amazing little foot pedal thing instead of selling it, all that. He sold it for a bit, but he sold it for pennies, never enough to make himself any money and make it reasonable. But anyways, he was talking about during the learning process, and the advice he was giving was to productionize your learning process. Like if you're trying to learn a technique, make a run of 50 pipes with it, while you're getting that patterning technique down. That sort of thing, so then you've got something to sell as you were learning this thing. And I think the quote that I'm getting to, though, that's a dope-ass idea. Write that shit down. But yeah, like, no, like the quote. Okay, look at this. This is a cool. He's grabbing some milli here. I thought that was fun. Heated up some clear. Okay, but anyways, what Jason Gordon, the quote that he was said or whatever that I wrote down, it was like, I wrote down productionize your learning process, but then he said, it's like a happy glass blower is a glass blower with a fat wallet. And it's just so true. Like, life is hard when you're struggling. Like, so why not, if you're gonna learn some new trick or technique, make something you can sell with that while you're learning it. And as long as you're not directly ripping anybody off, there's really no shame in that, man. Make 50 pipes. While you're learning that new trickery or whatever it'll be. That's just one abstract example. But yeah, guys, he got that milli heated up and tucked in, and now he's adding a lens. And this is gonna be like a kind of an abstract bridge for the straw. This is champs, man. It's a competition. If you got extra seconds, make cool shit. Make the bridge dope. You never know when that might be the little difference, and the judges are like, man, we got a fucking tie here, but my man put a fucking milli in the bridge. This is crazy. That could be the thing. And so that's what's happening here. But yeah, not to harp too much on money, that's kind of a gosh thing or whatever to talk about. But at the end of the day, man, we all need to eat, and we deserve to be comfortable. We all work very hard, and we wear many hats. That's one of the most difficult parts, isn't it? Like, man, fuck yeah, I love to work on the torch, but I fucking hate having to sell that shit. It's that sort of thing, and we deserve to be comfortable for all that effort. We almost do the job of two or three multitaskers, So yeah. But sometimes we can be happier if we just take a second to think about how we're going about it. Don't kill a day like, I want to practice this thing. Like I said, make a bunch of blanks that you can turn into something profitable. Productionize your learning process, as Jason Gordon put it. All right, I like that. Just clean. Yeah, it is. It's good advice, man. Jason Gordon's a good ass dude. Ran into him this year by surprise, total surprise, down in Florida at the gas conference. He came out to see the Marcel doing his his show there, and then I think he ended up helping one of the nights, throwing down with the boys, of course. He's like one of the dudes who taught me how to pull glass out of a furnace and that sort of thing. He's always doing crazy scale stuff, so him and Marcel, I'm sure we're fast friends. But anyways, yeah, big shout outs to Jason Gordon, Live Free Glass. Big shout outs to Coexist and Paragon. They just came on. Big shout outs to all the homies, but they were just there on the screen when I had a moment, so yeah, it means a lot that these companies kind of see this vision of comprehensive coverage of our industry. It really does mean a lot. I enjoy doing this, but it takes support, and man, it means a lot that people believe in it. All right, so here's that cool bridge. It's going onto the straw, and he got it on there, and I think quickly he's going to realize there was a planning issue here, and that it's too close. Look at how far away it is from the seal, so it's going to be too far off. But he's going to adjust it. These are the things we do. It's just what happens, you know. Nothing to worry about. It's just like, okay, we'll pull this thing out, and it'll have a different look now. But you know, Byron, you guys, he is, I ran into him at the ASGS symposium taking classes. He's like a interesting dude who kind of goes out of his way to educate himself and learn different techniques and scientific techniques. And if you guys saw that Champs Master special, he was making that incredible like hollow globe structure that was kind of networked. He was using that giant garden globe to build it around with the dichro sheets, and it was a very impressive piece. Really, really cool, and just the execution of it, and I don't know. Is in my mind a good example of a guy who's like diversified his learning and his skill set, and it really shows in his work, especially when he's like, you know, kind of pushed to the limit in these competition scenarios. So there he is, giving it an old check. Just a little more adjustment, I believe, and it's going to be ready to go. Yeah, just giving it like a little roll, you know, roll and pick with the thing there, with a punny. Alright, so yeah. Got that tacked on. Got that connected. And you know, one acts as a bridge for the other. So that one's going to support the other seal. And it's just, one just has to stay happy while the other gets really cooked in, to the point that it doesn't need to be worried about. So he's going to get that top connection, like the milli piece or whatever we just saw. Just get that sealed in and happy. He's using the paper towel seal technique here. I think my man forgot his earplugs.
How is the paper towel supposed to protect his ears? I don't understand.
See, and you can even see here now there was like a little bit of editing or whatever. There's the stuff that didn't make sense to include. But you can see that paper towel already caught it. Like, it's not happy.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It's a chimney.
Yeah. But whatever works, you know, that's the thing. And especially in a competition scenario, sometimes you gotta improvise, you know. God forbid, maybe he did forget some earplugs. It's just, he used what he needed to use and kept the party going. But yeah, just really, really working these seals, and There is even using that Soffietta from behind, because remember, it's going through that donut. So the interior of that seal is on the other side of the donut, but he still has access to it by using that, to just blowing right through the other side. So I thought that was pretty clever. Reminds me of a technique Salt's using, and that I'll be happy to share with you guys here over the, like the fall and winter, as we get into the main stage stuff from Melt, which is going to form a series called Melt University. But one of Salt's newer tricks is doing a donut through the top of a piece, like ahead of the mouthpiece, so it kind of acts as a natural splash guard. But then, like, through the donut is where the Salt perc will go, which is like the perc that's built into the wall. And then the joint will connect to the other side. So it's like the smoke goes through like this hole through the top. So like I said, it forms like a pretty natural and effective splash guard. So yeah, just hitting that thing. And then look, here's where he's using the stand thing as like a torch holder. But later we're going to see him actually throw the piece in there to do work. And it's a really flexible system. Like I thought he was going to join us. Maybe there was a miscommunication or something's come up. But man, there's like writing on it. We're going to have to like Sherlock Holmes this thing out. And maybe I'll like
talking to it.
Yeah, maybe I'll update the comments or something. Well, I'll just ask the homie. We don't need Torch Talk to get involved, but I'll just ask the homie and then update the comments. Yona, here's the vial for your LSD. I mean your CBD. And yeah, but basically, he took like these vials. They come like this, and he cut the bottom off at this point, and just cold sealed up to it a little bit, and now he's adding a post, like a nice proper post. And then he's going to like cold seal up to the other side, and then make that other piece into another proper post. And kind of get those posts ready to be sealed onto the piece. That's what's going down.
I was referencing the Eric Goldsmith post.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I know, because we were Sherlock Holmesing the thing. He was like, nobody answer unless you really know, and then all of us went like speculation mode. What are you going to do?
But I think we got to the answer pretty quickly.
We did. So yeah, always good times in the Torch Talk group. So yeah, what's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say he's just gathering back those little posts. And you were going to say?
I was going to say, so a little bit of trivia for everybody. Glasspipes.org was registered in 2001 and apparently went live in 2002.
Well, it was registered in December of 2000, it looks like, so.
Oh, 2000? I thought you said 2001.
I don't know. It's whatever I said on the thing, but I think it was 2000. But it doesn't look like they did anything with it yet, you know what I mean? That was just when it was registered, and then apparently it didn't even turn into a repository for other artists' images until a couple of years later, but...
That's right.
Initially, it was just like, here's a glass pipe, world. But back in 2001, that was like big news. Most people didn't know.
That's true.
I can remember some of those moments. I remember the first time somebody showed me like a roar that used like a glass-on-glass joint, and I was just like, what the fuck kind of Einstein shit is this? What the? Like so blown away. It's like, this is the most brilliant glass thing I've ever seen in my life. What is happening here? Who came up with this? Like, I didn't understand it was just like a standard thing for, like scientific glass. I was like, they did this for bongs? This is crazy. God, Germans, God bless you. It's amazing.
Yes. That was a great cold seal.
What's that?
I said that was a great cold seal.
Where's that? What cold seal?
Popped right off. You just took it off.
Oh. Yes, exactly. Yup. Man, you know what I could really go for right now?
Water?
A K-shot. I don't know, I'm just playing, but I'm still not clear on what a K-shot is. I'm gonna look it up. K-shot. Product samples. K-shot. Botanical herbal extract. It's not a K-cup, Carrie. Okay.
It's something you add to your K-cup.
No, it's not. It's like, what is it? You actually drink it?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, it's a concentrated alkaloid, active material found in kratom. Oh, so it's like fake heroin or something. Okay, never mind. I do not endorse K-shots. Sorry. You know, it is what it is, man. But it's like some herbal... I don't know. I'm going to hear it from like some guys out there on that stuff or whatever. But it's essentially like it's like an opioid. And they're able to sell it. I understand people use it to like get off of harder opioids and shit, but it's just... Let's all just avoid opioids in the first place unless we have a serious injury or whatever, right? I don't know. Take whatever drugs you want. Never mind, don't listen to me.
In moderation.
Whatever. I said take whatever drugs you want. No, I'm just playing.
Okay then.
Now, anyways, you guys said, you know, same deal we saw before with the straw. You know, you get one side connected and sealed and happy, and then you can move on to the other side. And the real game is just to keep the one that's not properly sealed and happy while you get the other. You know what I mean? If it takes too long. Do all shit is that Ross in the background, the homie, man, the fucking ABR and the fam show. Big shout outs. Now this is gonna be the tube that he uses to make the joint, and this is one of the more fun parts of this demo, man. I think for some of you guys out there, even for me, because he uses one of the datum tools, which is like one of the graphite press tools, and I don't know if we've seen anybody use one of those on any demo on the show before. And so he's got this tubing that's about close to the right diameter for that tool. And he's really just going to clean the end up and get it open, and then get that section pretty much, you know, evenly hot. Put some dank heat into it and slide it into the tool, and it really gives a press from all three sides and helps it form a joint. And he's going to do it a little like, I don't know if his version of the tool is meant to do it or if he just goes in and leaves a little lip on one side or whatever, but he really flares that thing out and gives it the lip. So yeah, there's the datum tool. It's possible that he adjusted the interior piece forward a bit so that he got a deeper lip. Yeah, see, he gave it like that initial push and it wasn't wide enough yet. So he's using it to get it close, and then now he's gonna like ream that bad boy a bit so we can actually get it onto the tool. It's just a matter of pre-shaping. It's like the same thing as even the you know, like the reamer style tools, like the brass ones or whatever. It's a matter of getting the tube close, and especially on the interior, because the whole piece needs to go inside. If it gets kinked up on the tube, it's not going to make a proper joint. Like with the 10 mil, I like to go in with my jack blade first just to pre-widen the tube a little bit. It's like so close, but just at the bottom it needs a little bit of widening. Anyway, so here he goes. He's in there and giving it that push. And then testing it with a stock joint. But that's what that thing does. And it makes these really nice stock looking joints. Gives him a cool lip. But for him, it wasn't cool enough. He's gonna give it the full fucking flare. So that's coming up. But yeah, those tools are neat. Josh Data makes them. Buddy Mansfield makes them as well. And then if you really want like the real thing, like Christopher Bach makes a set. Yo, Blast Shield also makes a set, I should say, with a graphite head like that too. But then the real Dilla shit is the ones that are made out of like iron or whatever, and you got to dip them in like liquid graphite, and then those are the ones that'll last fucking, you know, you hand them down to your grandchildren or whatever. And those are really the ones that are meant to be used with like a tooling roller setup and all that. And you can get a set of those for like, I don't know, 500 or something. Christopher Bach makes them, and then HP Machine makes them. So you got a bunch of options there, but the Datum and the Mansfield ones are graphite. And, you know, the heads are probably, if you really go through a lot, like you might need to replace the graphite parts on them and that sort of thing. So that's the downside there. But if you don't make that many work joints, those graphite ones are probably a good deal. And a little bit easier to use because it's graphite. It's not metal that you have to dip into this solution. It's called Aquadag, and it's like this graphite that's meant to be like mixed up with a liquid, and you just dip that tool in there and it builds up a coating of graphite, which is pretty fucking awesome. You can Aquadag anything, actually. And here we go with that flare, you guys. So you see how much he widened that lip up there? And now he's like, but I still want more. Then coming in with that paddle there to give it that really flush look at the end. And that's really cool. Really cool work joint. There's sitting up that stock joint, getting it warm. A homie on the group was mentioning that they were having trouble with this. You know, their joints were cracking, and they were asking if Nico was using a quartz joint. You don't really need to use a quartz joint, but you definitely need to keep them bad boys hot. And that's not just for the good of your joint, it's for like the good of the piece. And then there you guys, that was graphite tape. You can sneak this, it comes in a roll, you can buy it from most glass suppliers. You just sneak a little piece in to your joint between the holder, and it'll facilitate removing it and making sure that it doesn't get stuck and that sort of thing. It's literally just like a graphite piece of tape. It's like a little thicker than your standard Scotch tape, but not much. And just a tiny little tear of that, you sneak that into the joint and get the joints really stuck in there well, and a lot of guys like that. It can really help your joints not stick, not get weird. There's other options there, you know. You can like jaws off or cut off the end of a joint. Maybe you got like a low profile joint that are less likely to stick. What's going on? What's so funny?
Sorry, somebody says we should be getting stoned on the show for reals.
Well, you know, maybe someday in a future show that's not Fireside Chat.
It's your alter ego, Mike. Right?
Yeah. Welcome to Blaze Time with Mimosa Ken. On today's show, we'll be smoking. Yeah.
So there's also some chat about cornstarch.
Okay.
Instead of graphite.
I've never seen it or done it. I'm still not certain if it's like some kind of rumor.
Nino Glasses.
They're like, yeah, let's see if we can get Mike Mason to use cornstarch.
Well, you know, the way the conversation was going, I thought he was like eating it, you know, like those cornstarch addiction videos that we've seen.
Right, yeah, those motherfuckers eating clay and toilet paper and weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, guys.
Instead of liquid graphite. All right.
Check this out. These are the holes for the jet perc. My strange addiction can wait. All right, so look at this. He's going in on that. He preheated the spot, but he's really letting a lot of that flame rest on the tungsten and transfer into the tip that's going through. And that's a bit of my move. It's like less clean, you know, you run more the risk of contamination, but that's what really gets that bad boy slicing through glass like butter. This heat behind it, see that? And the tip is like fucking lit. The tip is like, give it to me. And so look at this. See that angle that he's at? He's making these angled holes so that when smoke goes through, they're gonna be like blasting through the side of this thing and kind of ripping around the bowl, you would think, you know? That's my prediction. I'm like a supercomputer. I predict the weather will be this in Brazil. And then I'm probably wrong, but at least I tried. Here it is. It's like I said, 3-hole jet perc. So you see they've all got this angle so that they're all going to like kind of shoot in and cascade around the piece.
Who's that?
What?
Yeah.
What
up?
Is Byron in this bitch?
Byron just hopped in.
My boy.
Yeah, for my lateness and
all
Byron,
good.
glad to see you. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, it is so tight you could be here. Fuck yeah. Okay, dude, tell us about that stand.
oh, I don't know about the stand.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah. What's the piece that your torch and that you put the piece into? Like, it's got writing on it, but I can't read it.
Oh, the that ball mount.
Yes, exactly. What is that thing? This is what the homies want to know. The homie's named Mike Mason.
Yeah. Pan of ice.
Pan of ice. Okay. Fuck yeah. That thing is dope. All right.
Yeah,
So
they make like electronic parts holding mounts.
Okay.
And it just happens to screw right up into the bottom of the Herbert Arnold.
What? No way.
Unscrew the that like spreader piece.
Okay.
If you unscrew that all the way, that's the same thread that's the Herbert Arnold base.
Wow.
So.
That's a great find, man. That's awesome. And then this is a piece that you're going to place over the jet perc, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen this more freshly than you. So.
Yeah, get that little bit of clear in there.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. There it is.
Yeah, and I was telling the homies earlier, like, this is, wait, what happened?
Yeah, flip over to Byron for a second. Can you pause? I don't know if you can pause.
No.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll have to check that out later. So
have to check it
Byron,
out later, yeah.
just a quick rundown in the Google Hangout. Whoever's talking, that's whose window you see, unless you click on Mike's window, and that's what everybody sees on YouTube.
Yeah, so. Everybody's seeing the show right now. So yeah, you plug this clear over those perc holes, and this is rough right now, but it's all about to get blown out and form this connection piece. And I thought this was really clever and an example of like knowing when you really need to get a seal ripping before you add it versus kind of a rougher seal initially because it's all about to get cooked in, you know, type of thing. So
yeah, it's definitely something to anticipate much before you come together with the weld. Otherwise, it's I knew I had too much in my hand to, you know, have to worry about anything. Wanted to just get it close as I could.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that would have been an awkward position there to try and get that right around the edge of it. And you would end up, like, cooking in the jet perc holes and shit if you tried to get that rim hot before you could puff through it, you know? I get it. Like, it's such a smart way to go about that seal. So, yeah, man. Yo, how have you been, homie? What's going down?
Oh, pretty good. Just hanging out. Just trying to stay busy. Doing a couple of repairs and
okay,
just making a bunch of random pieces. I got some things in the works, but just all kinds of random projects at this point.
Okay,
just keeping my skills prepped up and
all right,
nice.
Excellent.
Well-rounded. I gotta start doing some more concentrated, I guess, focus stuff. But
all right, are you thinking about the masters yet?
Oh yeah, always.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day? Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's the type of thing you just compartmentalize and don't focus on until a month out or whatever.
Always thinking about it. Everything I do is adding up to that.
Okay. Well, very good.
Or those days, so that event.
Well, excellent. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you there, man. Yeah. Yo, okay.
It'll be a good time.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. No, the Masters is quite the thing to see. For those of you guys out there, all the people who win at the competitions I was mentioning earlier, those cats are entered into the Masters, which is the big one in February for like 40 cats who have won at the competitions throughout the year. And this one is where the prizes are like 10 times more valuable, and it's a, you know, like, it's the real show. And then, yeah, so here's this amazing vise again, now being used to hold a piece. You know, I thought that was so cool.
Got to get creative. Yeah, that whole setup needs to be dialed in big time.
Okay.
But it was a nice little. There's I guess an idea of how variable it is because I didn't know exactly what I was gonna need.
Okay, gotcha. So you hadn't even thought about putting it in there at that point or whatever?
Yeah, honestly, I hadn't gone through this whole project before I left home.
Oh,
so.
no shit. Gotcha.
Did you know that's what you were gonna do ahead of time? You're like, oh, I'm gonna go to a cereal bowl.
Yeah, it was. It all kind of just came together there.
Okay, gotcha.
At the time of the starting of the competition.
Nice. I see. That's what's up. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Did you know you were gonna do that category before you showed up, or was it one you added on?
It was one I had signed up for, but I didn't know. Yeah, I just didn't know exactly how it was. I had a couple ideas, but I figured they would present themselves exactly when it came closer to the time. And
all right.
How many competitions did you sign up for?
What's that?
How many competitions did you sign up for?
3. I did the what do you call it? Inner piece competition, the Rastafari competition, and the multifunction.
Yeah, that's a lot of pre-planning if you're like going into it really sure what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Each time learn something new.
Did you bring any prep for this piece? There was a millie, right, and the tubing.
I had some basically prep from the Rastafari competition.
Yeah, okay. I figured that was the deal. I was like, either that or my man has been to Jamaica recently or something.
And then also the screw threads and the dropper vial I got from ABR there at Champs.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what's up.
So Ross really saved the day.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was something that, you know, I mean, dude, I see you doing all sorts of cool scientific type stuff, so I didn't know if you had, like, the threading tools and all that stuff, but clearly you don't need them to do cool pieces with those threadings or whatever.
I guess you just buy them, pick them up, you know, and that's a lot of times I overthink stuff like that. I think I need to, like, make all the fittings or this and that, but sometimes it's nice to just buy the fitting and just make the weld. You know, like you gotta know how to do the weld.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really like those ones that like are also a 10 mil joint, you know, but that have a threading cap. Those are cool.
Oh, okay. I can't say that I've messed with those as much. There's got to be a name.
Yeah, I don't know what the name is. I've only seen other people with them, but it's like a straight up 10 mil joint that also fits the thread too. So it's got like threads or whatever, but then it also can fit a banger and shit. It's awesome. It's like, whoa.
Right. Well, actually, I have I think there might just be the smaller thread just might be close to a 10 mil joint, but
okay, gotcha. Well, if that's the one, that's God bless that thread, because that is cool. Make rigs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to research that.
Yeah, no, those are cool. Well, those are the ones that I'm into lately, fantasizing about at least.
Actually, I remember using one of those on a friend of mine's rig at the beach one time. He had the caps on it to where
nice. Yeah, portable. Yeah, totally. No, I like that idea a lot. Yeah, all I've had time for this year is essentially keeping up with the subscription packs. So that's been my deal. But hopefully now, this like fall and winter, I kind of do look forward to getting back into some functional stuff because I'll have some time for that, and hopefully the local shop will be receptive when I show up with a case of cool shit.
Yeah, like right place at the right time. You know, sometimes like I'm not in the studio as much as I'd like to be. Sometimes doing other things.
Yeah, no, totally, man. The covers.
Gotta get back in there though. Get ready for the mask.
Right. Well, for me, it's I let the filming stuff kind of take the front seat, but it is what it is. Now that things will slow down here in the fall and winter, it'll be a great chance to get ahead.
You might not be on the torch, but you're right next to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, now my setup is at Lincoln Hot Glass, so at least I don't have the, like, you know, when I was in Virginia, my studio was just chilling there and in between the kitchen and living room. So it would be teasing me. It would be very tantalizing. Like, oh, let's go melt some glass. but I can't do that. Yeah, and then this is gonna be the mouthpiece for the rig, right? It is.
That right there, yes.
Yeah, just yeah. I strongly have the benefit of watching this hours ago in detail.
Yeah, this is my first time going over it. So.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is pretty.
Yeah. Look at that. Like, I did that shit. That was me.
Yeah, I was not freaking myself out, but amazing myself as it was doing it.
Yeah, you were happy with this piece, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised it all pulled through. The bubble was definitely challenging me.
Yeah. That is
wanted to blow out.
That's a chunky bubble. Now, we were joking earlier. Did you, like, forget your earplugs, or, like, what's the deal with the... Because even just now, we just saw it get toasted, the paper towel for all the plugs.
Probably, or something happens. I don't know.
Right.
I missed
That's
either.
not your standard method.
Oh, yeah, of, like, it was paper towel, or what, newspaper or something?
Some shit like that, yeah.
Yeah,
was
sometimes they get creative, I guess, but...
Flyers for lesser shows.
Must not have an earplug. I'm sure I wanted one.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, so got that really nice, and that was a pretty hot seal there. I'm gonna step away for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
So glad you could pop in, Byron.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm sorry I was so late.
Hey, things happen. We hung in there without you, but then you popped up and it was like, wait a minute, who's that in chat? There's somebody there.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, awesome to see it played over again. I mean, yeah, you were standing right there the whole time.
I was, yeah, and this is like all brand new to me too, because when I'm filming, I'm like not really watching what's going on. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in focus and that you can see what I'm looking at, and trying to follow you as much as possible.
So it looks really awesome.
It's a treat for me too. Yeah, Mike put a lot of editing in this, so I think he had about 2 hours of footage, and he edited it down to an hour and 15, I think he said. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, and thanks for letting me be in your face during a competition, no less, that you were so well prepared for, even.
Oh, that was an honor. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me.
Totally. Yeah, it's always fun to see what you're up to at the champs competitions. Always got something interesting going on.
Gotta keep it real.
That's true.
Keep stepping it up.
Interested. Yeah.
All right. I'm back in this game. All right, so we got the tongs in full extend mode. Extendo tongs, right? No.
Go gadget tongs.
Yeah.
Tong.
Did you make these tongs? They look like they look definitely like custom wrapped. Did you lathe tape these up yourself, or?
Yeah, man. Those have been customized over the years. They've probably been rocking for, I don't know, 9 years or so.
All right. I like how there's just like a random piece of the tape hanging off on the one end and shit.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit going on there. There's like some automotive fiberglass wrap, and then I bought like a sleeve for, it's like some fiberglass sleeve that goes over a welding glove.
Okay.
I cut that in half, and I tried to put that over it, and that thing, I don't know, it was a half-ass mess, but it works.
Okay. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Upgrade it here soon.
All right. Well, clearly it's working. That's for sure.
I used it again today. It's still working.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
wrong with that. Now, who is that?
Oh,
Just
and the orange hat over there?
thick.
It's actually, I think it's a red hat, but it matches that orange ball so well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm as straight as the next guy, but that gentleman back there is... wait a minute, is that me? Oh. Okay. Not a...
This camera is full of studs.
What's going on here?
It's the Tuesday night party.
I can't see Mike.
Well, I was in the background on the filming there.
Oh,
there.
You walked around.
Yeah, Carrie filmed this one. So.
Yeah, he's like over your shoulder over there by the tongs. And is that James Amos Jr.?
That is James in the house, yo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The homie.
Getting them those background shots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little distracted there. So who did you just finish filming next to me? Was that Hick Dog for the multifunction?
I don't know. It could have been. If it was multifunction, yeah, I was probably filming Hick Dog at this time.
I bet it was.
And yeah, so just working that bottom in. There's Flash in the house. Filmed his incredible Rasta bubbler. That's over on Torch Pass. Speaking of, down there in the corner. Huge shout outs to all you guys on Torch Pass. It's I mean, no bullshit, we went from like, I don't know, 90 something to nearly 150 now. Since I really started kind of, I waited about 6 months so you guys could, for $5, unlock 6 months worth of shit before I really started telling anybody about it. And, man, gosh, over the past few months, we really have, it's making a huge difference. And yeah, man, it really rounds out all these sponsors and what makes it possible for me to keep doing this. So anyways, all right, so you were letting it flatten out there. It's kind of sliding off the Marver there, but who cares? I mean, that's as long as it sits flat.
Yeah, I mean, I was making sure that shit was, solid, no deviate. There wasn't a bunch of like wobbles. I was trying to make it nice and rounded.
Right. Well, you never know. That's the type of thing that Punny might just decide to fuck with you with, as a judge or whatever. Punny was a judge, you guys.
You gotta try your best, man. All the way.
You never know when they'll find those little things to. And I was joking about this earlier, man, but you know the deal. Like, dude, when the judges come around and they, like, ballot everything up, things can be very close. I was mentioning it when you were using, like, a milli for the bridge on the straw, and I was just explaining how, like, man, judging can be very close on these things. And if you have something cool, or if you have some weird little negative thing, like, just as a milli bridge is cool, a little bit of divot is uncool. Those little details will get you sunk, or push you over the finish line. So, I know a lot of you guys out there might not be thinking about the competition thing just yet, or maybe you are. Like, I think it's something great to do. It can be intimidating if you're, just getting your fundamentals down. But, as you're beginning to express your voice, I really do think these champs things can be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and it seems like, there's always an opening in some competition here or there, so...
Yep.
The worst that's going to happen is you're going to make a fool of yourself, and a few people will see it.
And then we're going to have a drink together afterwards and have a fucking laugh, and it's going to be great. Like, the champ scene is...
It takes so much away from it.
Yeah, and I like how you're using, like, just chilling that thing out on a bowl push or whatever to get the bottom ready to connect. And that's going to be the ISO jar, right?
Yep.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm excited for everybody to get to see this at the end because Byron's
got
it with him.
Oh, you've got it there? Is that what's happening? I can't even see the hangout because I still have the Pipe Classic stuff up from earlier. Now I can see. You guys in the audience can't, but there's Byron. Oh, there's the homie. Damn, dude, you're looking super crisp. How are you more clear than Carrie, who's in the other room? This is crazy. You've got the dank webcam. All right. Anyways.
I don't know. Do I look pretty clear?
No, you look mad crisp, dog. You're looking good. Looking strong.
Yeah, that's the first time this front camera's been worth a damn at all.
All right. Hey, man, came through when it counts. You're like, no, Mike, I was on a real show last week. Or something like that. Just kidding.
Oprah called.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get a dab.
That said, speaking of real shows, I saw a great blog entry on the Corning blog about the Blown Away contestants, and they were all talking about how the shows worked out for them. And the homies were saying that like their classes are filling faster, they're having more luck with gallery shows. I'm not trying to big up what we're doing here, but I think this type of exposure, to those inside and outside of the medium, I think it's just such a positive thing. And yeah, Byron, thank you for letting me put a camera in your face. Or not me in this case, this was Carrie. Thank you for letting us put a camera in your face and share this with the world, man. This is too cool.
Any freaking time. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, this is a really cool way to see this.
Bam. There it is, man. You did it, baby. And now, Byron, I'm going to let you know in just a second. I've got the judging, like the presentation, and that has audio. So we're all just going to be quiet and let Maddie do the talking.
All right, multifunction. How about this piece?
Awesome.
This piece could do a lot of stuff. I mean, it had like 4 or 5 functions. It was pretty dope. Multifunction in second place, getting into the glass games. Finals again is Byron Keirnan.
Yay.
I mean, that ball, you can drink, smoke, dab, everything. Pretty dope. Yeah, he made it in last time. Uh-oh. Silver it up. Silver it up. He gave me a pizza piece of mine when he was like 18. All right, give it up for him. Come on, second place. That ball is dope. Everybody want that cereal out of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
YouTube hears it.
Yeah, YouTube heard the audio, but you guys can't. But for they could. No, we're back, and you guys. So yeah, that was the homie getting the check or whatever. And man, congratulations. I'm stoked that you won, and I'm stoked that you'll be in the Masters, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a real fun time. Champs really brings a great opportunity to the community, and it's a real good time every time I go. I always learn something different, and
yeah,
just try to have as much fun as possible.
How long ago was your first Champs?
I think like 4 years ago.
All right.
I guess July's ago.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, very good, very good. And yeah, big ups to these sponsors, you guys. Not to harp on that too much, but man, they really they really make it possible.
Thanks for making it happen.
Yeah. So, dude, you have the piece? Is that what's up, Byron?
Right here.
All right, give me 1 sec. I'm clicking them back to the Diggity desktop. There it is. There she is, boys. Check it out.
Nice. Look at that.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, the piece is it's so dope.
Eaten cereal out of it?
Yeah, do you have it? What do you do with it at home, man?
Smoke out of it. I mean, I've ate cereal out of it a couple times.
Word. So that jet perk.
The beach, for some parties.
Yeah,
parties.
Totally. For your CBD tincture parties or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great, man. Fuck yeah, dude.
I've gotten some people who want to get their own, different styles. I haven't really made one yet, but they just kind of sit at the table.
Yeah, nah, it's a great piece, man. Thank you again for sharing the creation of that and joining us, man. That shit was tight. Homies, do you guys have any questions out there for Byron, man? This is your chance to.
Hanun wants to know how long you've been on the torch.
Yeah, that's a good question.
2009, summer 2009 is when I got out of high school.
Okay, gotcha. Did you have any important instructors, man, who have been? I know I see you like the ASGS things taking classes, but was there any specific artists you learned with, or?
Yeah, there's definitely quite a handful, but from the start, Sebastian or Seabass or Seabass or Sebastian Case, he definitely
Okay.
took me under his wing and like taught me the fundamentals of like pulling points and inside out, and basically how to break down tubing and
Okay. All right.
proper shaping and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right. How many K shots a day do you recommend for proper glass work? No, I'm just playing, man. Is that ridiculous balloon that was behind you the whole time?
You say K-shots?
K-shots, yeah, man. K-shots are the new hip thing, man. It's kratom in shot form.
Okay, all right. So we got, we got another serious question.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't help
it. Byron, what would you say that you specialize in? What is Byron Keirnan well known for? You know, you can share as much or as little of that as you would like.
I'm thinking about that right about now. Doing this for about 10 years. You know, I've been trying to practice a lot of different things, and I mean, I specialize in Marini. I spent several years studying that and running through pounds and pounds and pounds of color, and
nice.
You know, successfully making a bunch of stuff and not making a bunch of stuff, and or having a bunch of stuff explode. And so I'd say Marini, or I like to understand and be able to put together labware stuff, but I'm not as passionate, I guess, about the labware stuff as some artistic forms.
Understandable. It's good techniques to know to bring to the artistic side.
There's an artistic form to the scientific.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So
very good.
I don't know. I'm still kind of leaving the doors open for like what I'm specializing in, but definitely studied Marini. Definitely can run the lathe really well. I also learned how to run the lathe from Ham Brushland.
What? Okay, the Ham's the homie.
From Ham in the beginning, and that and I met all these guys, or a lot of them, through the Eugene Glass School in the beginning.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. You know, we were talking about Eugene earlier because I was telling the homies about the upcoming film from Blazing Heart Productions, Joaquin and Eli Mazzei. They made this movie about Eugene, Pipetown, USA. So this is coming out. I think you'll just be able to buy copies of it. I think that, I mean, they're trying to like get it on bigger distribution. I just don't know what the details are, but I support them and wanted to tell the homies about this. I mean, look at it's like the lineup is really good. These are all friends of mine and people we've had the chance to see. Cool Hand Sue's, fucking Julie Riggs, Greg Lee Francis, where I filmed the homie Lewis Wilson. We saw his demo. Bondu's there. Ham is part of it. Jason Harris, Josh Mazzei, Bob Snodgrass. What's that?
So Eli Mazzei, the executive producers, Eli, Greg, and Josh, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, these are the homies. H-Bomb, Heather Scarano. Y'all remember when she came on Torch Talk, perhaps? I don't know, great people. Mike Philpott. I see a lot of great names involved with this, and they're gonna tell the story of Eugene and what it was to the pipe thing. So yeah, I think that's really neat. Anyways, dude.
I've been seeing that some posts about it.
Very good. Yeah. I'm looking forward. It's just gonna be tight. Maybe we'll have the homies on to talk about it as it gets closer to release. Guys, I have a couple of sticker packs to give away. So why don't y'all throw a number into the chat, 1 through 200. These are bags full of stickers, man. I've got some other goodies, but right now these are what I have. So go ahead, put them numbers in, and
everybody's putting numbers in. Byron, someone in chat got to see that globe piece that you were working on a few champs ago. I think I filmed some of that. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Good memories for you.
Yeah, no, that was an amazing piece. That really was. Hell yeah. Yeah. It really was. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, I wonder if, let me see if I could find it. It's in the Champs Masters special.
So you had all those. Did you say you ring cut, or did you have those dichro pieces water jet cut? I think you ring saw cut them, and you did it in your hotel room.
Oh yeah, I used a ring saw. Torch too. Yeah. Shout out to Taurus.
Taurus ring saw. Okay.
Does not get paid. But that saw works great to cut flat glass in all directions.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Very nice. I'm gonna find this.
Good times. Yeah, I got that piece sitting over here.
Oh, so you got it here. You got that one there too, really? No way.
Oh yeah. It's all here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
Got
just...
your own gallery, huh?
Yeah, here. Let's see if I got right over next to the rosin presses.
Make CBD resin. Hey, there it is.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yup, that is a sick piece.
And that is cool. You do got a gallery. Nice.
I got all kinds of random water bottle.
Very cool.
You name it. But yep, it's yep, still refining. I need to get some cases set up.
Yeah, here we go. I'll share this with you guys.
Ah, here it is.
6th place in not this year's Masters, but last year's Masters competition. And I mean,
Look at
guys,
this young lad.
that's a huge fucking deal. Masters is like the real show. You take 6th place. If I took 6th place in the Masters, you would never hear me shut the fuck up about it. You'd be like, this is your host for Fireside Chat, the 6th place Masters winner.
6th place.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. It was real. I can't even fucking believe it still, but it happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, this piece is ridiculous, man. So I mean, it's
Man,
no surprise.
I just don't know what the hell I'm gonna do next. You know.
Right. Yeah, you gotta top this, man. I don't know.
So...
This is great. I mean, this custom graphite plate you have here, and just bending these rods around it. I'll just let this whole segment run if you don't mind. Bring the homies up to speed. This is part of the Champs Masters special, though, you guys, that features like 38 artists. All of it have their own segment like this. And so, yeah, you're building this globe piece that we just saw a second ago, so we're sort of spoiled here already. But, man, I mean, this is a show for people who want to see how it came together, so let's watch how it came together. Yeah, some of the homies are like, you guys should burn one or whatever. Like, you know what? I have a concept for a show like that where we potentially indulge with pieces that we see come together. I'm not certain what it is yet, but I feel like that could...
We watched Byron take this
I was going to say, hopefully I wasn't...
And then we all smoke it with Byron, and then we're going to auction it on that show. It's got the artist DNA on it. How much more could you want?
So yeah, you laid in the side pieces and now all these connecting pieces as well.
God, can't even believe that.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite the thing to see come together, man. I remember just, putting it on my route as I was, rolling around and filming and doing my best to...
I both kind of did that.
Yeah, we did. Some of these shots
What
in
is
here
going
might be
on
from
here?
Carrie's camera or whatever, But yeah, just getting each of these bridge pieces cooked in and hitting it from other angles. It's really great.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. This is freaking awesome.
Oh man, no worries,
cool.
dude.
Glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure to do
Glad to be
this.
there.
It means a lot when the artists enjoy it, and you know, deep in my heart, I believe everybody benefits from what I'm doing, but when I hear it, you know, from everyone involved, man, it really makes the difference. And look at this. This is like a garden globe that you had a freaking Bunsen blowing on, right? And you're using to match the curvature.
Yeah, it just happened to be the perfect curvature.
Fuck yeah, that is really impressive.
That good old 65 Herbert Arnold.
Yeah, no, that's fucking awesome. Is that that's not the one you were using now, is that right? Did you was that the
I think
same
I brought
one?
the 40 with me.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say it looked like a 40 on the last demo we saw.
I don't think I needed it.
65?
Yeah,
Yeah,
65.
I got both of them. But I don't think I needed the 65 this time around for the summer games. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see that time you had earplugs stuck into the side I saw there. So you did.
It's the Masters,
Okay.
so you know you take it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, is that cool or what? Look at that, you guys. He has the countries cut out, as we were talking about a minute ago, with the ring saw in his room
Did
or
that
whatever.
the night before, right?
Yeah. And then now he used the curvature of the garden globe that matched the curvature of this glass globe. This shit was brilliant, man, for real. This is such a great piece. So you absolutely deserve to place with this thing. It was fucking great.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. I honestly I don't know how. I mean, there was so many badass pieces. You know, I really thought it was.
Dude, yeah. No, it's like.
So it was.
Yeah.
But I believe I impressed the judges enough with the amount of shit that I pulled off.
Yeah, man. That's what it is, dude. No, it's I can understand. And yeah, those hands spelled out torch talk in sign language. I thought that was a nice shout out. I'm just playing, but what did they say? Like world peace or something?
Like world peace or
Byron, you lose you?
what do they say, Byron? He's spelling it out for us.
Oh.
What's
that?
Look at that. Even the little ship is a rig. Everything can be used.
They're impressed that you didn't burn the dichro.
Right? Isn't that amazing?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Pacific Art Glass.
Nice.
Fire Dichro.
We're getting into other artists now. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, whew.
Pacific Art Glass on that Dichro for sure.
All right. Well, that was really cool.
Totally.
Yeah, that
So
demo.
glad you were able to join us, Byron.
Yeah, Byron.
Yeah,
That was super dope. I had I wanted to take a second, just to acknowledge Carrie for filming that demo earlier.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll be right
Thanks,
back.
Byron, for
Just
letting
wanted
me,
to.
I'm gonna switch you all over to Carrie now. Carrie's my entertainer. Often sings when left alone. So, what can I sing for you guys? What would you like to hear? Just kidding. So, yeah, if you're not regularly with us, oh, look at you.
There
So sweet. Thank you, Mike. All right, so he didn't just go on a beer run. So if you'd like to join us every Tuesday night, you should hit that subscribe button and then click to get notifications, and you too can be on time to Torch Talk.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Byron.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. That was so sweet.
I'm on this damn cell phone with the shitty headset. I know you said get a headset, but
Yeah.
man.
It worked fine, man. Yeah, thank you so much for
it
joining us,
definitely
Byron.
worked.
I really appreciate you, man. It's always great to cross paths and good times and good vibes, man. Thanks for bringing that to the show. I really appreciate
I
that, man.
appreciate you guys.
Oh,
Thank you
fuck
for
yeah.
doing everything you guys do. It's
Man.
awesome. I look forward to seeing you guys soon, wherever it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
totally.
If
For
nowhere
sure.
sooner, man, Champs Masters for sure. So definitely look
Absolutely.
forward to that, man. Hell yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna say my good nights on that note.
Baby,
What's up? What?
Thanks for the flowers, but everybody wants some stickers.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to do the drawing. All right.
Numbers are in.
I was like, my work here is done. All right. Sorry. All right. Y'all are lucky that Carrie is so on top of this, because I was totally gonna space on all your stickers. All right, what did I say? 1 through 200.
1 through 200, you said.
All right. Clickety, clack. 25. What's up? We got a 25.
Ooh.
Oh, Walker 2508 is showing.
Yeah, I saw that too. Should we
go
go for exact hits?
Yeah,
Let's go for exact hits. Clickety clack. 149. All right.
Exact hits. Oh boy.
I don't see anything for that. Click.
Nothing there.
155.
Nothing there.
All right. 42. That should be a good one. If nobody picked 42. All right. Broke
rich guy.
I see. What is that? 142. L42.
Yeah, no. Broke rich guy. He's number 1.
I don't know. Mike Rafe did a L42. Is that really? Wasn't a 1. He did a L42.
Yeah, but that was afterwards, right?
Was it really? I don't know. I can't tell. But I don't know.
The first one
All
that comes up when I do search is 42. Broke rich guy.
All right, broke rich guy. We got you, baby. You are not at all richer, but you will have stickers.
You got stickers now.
All right, clickety clack. Let's do a second. Nope.
52.
115. Nope. 187 on a motherfucking cup. All right.
Oh, damn.
No? All right, come on. Somebody should have picked that.
Not the day in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, wait.
Hinnoon.
Oh, Hinnoon, my boy. All right. That's Hinnoon. Fuck yeah. Okay, so, Hinnoon, just get me an address, man. I had a pack coming to you anyways because, man, you were very kind to me and to a lot of people. But, I got sticker packs for y'all coming out for days. And, so... On that note, I really appreciate all y'all tuning in. This was a lot of fun. Byron, thank you for joining us, and Carrie, thank you for
Sorry
filming.
For getting so slow.
What's that?
You know what? It was great to see you pop up.
Yeah. No worries, man.
Us.
Yeah,
we were both hoping you would join us. We're like, well, I guess we'll start, and maybe Byron will show up.
Yeah, totally.
And there he is.
Yep. No, that happened, man. Fuck yeah.
Did.
Thanks, homie.
You pulled through.
Much love, dude. Fuck yeah. Carrie, I'll let you send them off.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you,
once
Mike.
again for joining us at the Tuesday night party. Thanks, Byron, for joining us. Thanks, everybody in chat. We love it when you hang in there with us. And even those of you that don't chat, thanks for joining us. There's 74 people right now still watching us. So
man, fuck yeah.
That's awesome. Thank
Appreciate
you so much.
Y'all. Hell yeah.
See you next week, if not before.